sometimes a little bit more messy. Why do you do that to me? That's not love. Jesus says to love your wife.
I knew you were going to take it right to the gospel on that one. These are 10 pro tips that you will not get on the internet. This is from experience, doing it for many, many years, that will help you save time and save a lot of money. And here we go,
brother.
First tip. This is what you get on me all the time about. When you get your set of plans on doing your rehab, if you do get plans, having exact measurements and where stuff is going on the project is gonna save you a ton of time.
Here, I'm gonna add a window, so we have to just make sure we get that plan. This last one with the new build, we just spent an extra 30 to 40 minutes with our architect this time that I could really nail down our design and say, hey, I want a double bowl here, or I want a 60-inch vanity here. And he could really make it work. Hey, I want sconce lights on the vanity. And so he was able to do all that ahead of time instead of me having to go back later on, so.
And we're able to send that plan out to our subcontractors and everybody is on the same page.
Yeah.
So tip number 1, have a set of plans with measurements on it and all the details that you can so that everybody is on the same page.
Number 2.
When you're ordering stuff on Amazon, we'll take a shower valve, shower head, shower controller, all of that. Make sure you're ordering all the pieces that come into that whole entire shower assembly. We have spent a whole lot of extra time, a whole lot of extra money, and we've had to have the subs or the trades come back in order to redo stuff once those new pieces come in that we didn't order the first time. So make sure you order all your pieces on Amazon and verify them. And what I do is I screenshot all the pieces that are coming with it and I send it over along with the specifications to that specific trade. That way he knows exactly what to expect when he comes. You could have a bunch of different fittings that are going into this thing and they need to know. That way then they're prepared and they can just come out one time, get it done for you and move on.
Number 3. I do a lot of custom stuff. It is no surprise to my subs and to my project manager that I do really out there things. Oh, my crazy idea. Installs. Find someone that shares your same vision. We've gone through a couple different people who just didn't want to work with me on those things, and that's fine. Everybody has their own style, but we finally found people that are actually excited by doing these new and fresh ideas. And so, I'm able to go in there and ask them to, tweak a light or, paint my ceiling a different color. And don't be scared to make those crazy choices. Just because someone says, oh, that's too hard, that's too much work, doesn't mean that maybe you yourself can get in there and do it. Like I did a mural at Blue House. Just do it yourself if you can't find someone to do it for you.
So that's tip number 3, find that trade that's gonna work with you on that stuff, because it's real simple to find electricians that will come and run outlets, receptacles, switches, and take a fan out of a box and put it up. But it takes a real craftsman in order to go through and rebuild all that kind of stuff. This is tip number 4.
A 30-yard dumpster is about $500, right?
Yes. And we couldn't fit 30-yarders in there, so we had to have multiple 10-yarders, which were $300 a pop. We spent $4,400 on dumpsters.
The second time, when we had kind of a hoarder house, we decided to use a clean out crew that had their own trailers. And we're like, let's give it a try. But for the most part, they took all of it and dumped it, and it was way cheaper. I mean, it was almost a third of the cost of the dumpsters. So a cost saver is to find a trash out crew that is a small team. They're like, what, 4 people? And they just blow through those houses. I mean, like crazy. Because otherwise you're paying for a dumpster and you're paying for a crew to do the clean out. So you're paying double on top of even more for the actual dumpster, so. Number 5.
Cinco. This is where experience comes into hand. When you're looking at a timeline of a rehab project and you have all of these scopes of work to do, being able to stack trades is gonna speed up your time tremendously. And they might complain a little bit, they might whine a little bit.
Like a lot of it.
Find the trades that don't mind working at the same job site. So again, 3 weeks if you have them all in there individually, or you can pack them all on 1 week. The nice thing about this is, yes, they gotta work around each other, but what we do is we put one on one side of the house, one on the other side of the house. But where it comes also in handy is when the electrician is out there and the HVAC guy. The HVAC guy needs a receptacle, or you need something from the electrician.
And they can communicate.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Electrician's right there.
So that takes us back to number 1, which is have your blueprints correct. If our blueprints were correct from the beginning, they wouldn't have such an issue, because they would know right where to put the plumbing, and then they'd know to measure out from there and then put your sconces. But that doesn't happen on our job sites all the time. So we also are learning so that you can learn.
So tip number 6, to go around all of this, is having a 3D/2D drawing done of an area of a wall that sconce or these shelves are gonna be on, that are gonna have specific heights. That way then you're not guessing about it.
But I mean, just in general, if you don't have a 3D program, which most people don't, I still don't, I take my inspiration, so I'll take a vanity and I'll just kind of also go on Google and just pull off a couple, and I go into Photoshop and I just put like what it should look like. It kind of gives everyone a good idea. I call it kind of like a mood board or vision board of what each space is gonna look like. I didn't do that for Blue House because we moved like record fast, but I'm gonna do that for our future projects. I've done it for a couple of other projects, and it just moves it along so much faster.
Yes.
Number 7, what to do with all your leftover materials and all that extra tile and grout. If you can take it back, take it back. We made back $200 for taking back tile that was on a job site leftover. We over-ordered. Also framing, like they'll come pick it up. Our guys at Lowe's Pro Desk will come and have their guys pick it up and return us that money back. But sometimes on things that, you know, if you've bought an overabundance, like sometimes I'll buy, if it's on sale or clearance, I'll buy even more of it and keep it in storage so that I can use it on other projects. Oh, that should go to our house. I actually mixed some paint for my mural that was exterior paint and then some paint for the bathroom. If you're trying to save money, you know, try and mix your paints together or mix your grouts together. If you're really scrimping, that's what I would do if I had to. I would go shop in my warehouse first and find what I need, you know, things that I already have instead of purchasing new stuff. I know he calls it hoarding, but I call it holding on to it for when I need it.
Rainy days.
A rainy day, but return what you can, keep what you can't, and reuse it the best you can. Okay, number 8.
Number 8. For our projects, we go through and we make everything in stock sizes, including our doors. A lot of times on these older houses, they'll have a 24-inch door or some kind of funky
weird
size door. We cut that open, we make it to a normal 30-inch or normal 32-inch opening. That way we can just grab an in-stock door, pick it up, get it installed, and we can keep moving.
Yeah, because I mean, doors take sometimes 4 to 8 weeks to come in, and I mean, this project was 6 weeks. We couldn't do something like that. If you don't have to remove a bunch of windows and replace windows, don't do that. But if you do, and you're having to do block work anyways, do your normal, non-custom in-stock sizes, because it saves you time, it saves you money, and it saves you a big headache of waiting.
Yes. Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
No, number 9. Not all paint is created equal. We found that out the hard way. We used to buy the cheap contractor stuff, and we had to upgrade to a thicker one coat, and it truly makes a huge difference. Another tip is to use a flat paint, especially in a flip. There's not always a lot of grace with these walls, and sometimes there's mistakes, and I have no idea what's happening there. You know, there's scratches and there's nicks. Flat paint will kind of hide a lot of those mistakes, and you really can just do one coat with a flat paint, and it looks good too. It looks modern, clean.
And painters are really like, they're die-hard.
Loyal.
I mean, you look at the vans and the trucks going down the road, they're advertising who they use. So whether it be Sherwin-Williams, Benjamin Moore, Porter Paint,
Magnolia.
Behr,
Yeah.
I mean, they're like die-hard about this paint. We have to bring the paint that they like. However, they'll get a house done in one day versus the paint that we had. They're putting 4 or 5 coats on. We're waiting
and
in
it's
between.
dripping and it's like splotchy.
It's bad.
I mean,
It's
like
bad.
this exterior paint for Blue House was
One coat.
gorgeous.
Yeah, one coat and a little bit of touch up here and there. This is a big one. This was a game changer for us and keeping on timelines, especially if you have hard money. Having a dedicated project manager, we sat down one day and we're like, okay, we're doing 6, 8, 9, however many flips per year. Is it gonna be beneficial to have a dedicated project manager, or do me and Stephanie want to keep handling these? Even though it's very fun to us and she likes designing and I like going out and making it all happen.
Yeah.
We ended up hiring a dedicated project manager, and our time frame on these is just exponentially faster having somebody that's there versus somebody trying to get a hold of us going, hey, I've got an issue, and then we're on the phone with them, and then, hey, I'll get down there, let me go put the kids in this and that. One additional pro tip on top of that project manager, having a working project manager will save you on your punch out. Punch out is like, it takes forever to just do punch out. I can frame up a whole house in a week, but it takes me 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks to punch out a house. Having a working project manager, he's looking at, or she's looking at those details as the painter's finishing up going, oh, I'm gonna have to punch that out, I'm gonna have to punch that out. Having that working project manager, they can go through, they can see all that. And they can do it
themselves, yeah.
Anything that we've gone over 1 through 10, feel free to put it in the comments below and we'll be glad to respond back to you. If it deals with the construction or the project management or the funding aspect, put a little note in there, hey Justin. If it deals with design or any kind of colors and all that fun stuff, Stephanie loves that. Hit it
all that other stuff.
at Stephanie.
Yeah, or if we didn't hit something that you're curious about, yeah, just reach out to us, or want more information, reach out. Thanks, guys.